Hello everyone and welcome back. We are in Act 8. I did mean to record Act 7 as well. And this is in the actual league itself, not the not a practice. I did mean to record Act 7. I completely forgot to press record. Again. This needs to stop. What happened in Act 7? We got some decent gear. I mean, the whole character's different to how it was, on the grounds that something. Oh, completely different gear. We actually managed to get a +1 to all cold gems, which is delightful again on our wands. And the other one we upgraded early before we even fought the second boss. You'll see our skill has a lot more projectiles than it had, and that's because we've got pinpoint on now, which gives us 3 extra projectiles and gives us intensity charges if we stand still and fire. The intensity charges drop off while we're moving, or while we are, or if immediately, all of them if we teleport. So the idea of this skill is it improves our clear because we've got a much bigger area of effect because of the extra projectiles. And at the same time, when we stop moving and fire against a boss, we gain 30 increased projectile damage per intensity. And we lose a projectile, so it's sort of... it works both ways. What else is there? Oh, yes, why am I not on maps on the second day? The first day was effectively a write-off. The first problem with the league yesterday was that the queue was so slow that I didn't get into the game for an hour and a half. It really was woeful. They sped it up in the last hour, which allowed us to get in an hour and a half. Otherwise, it'd have been about 4 or 5 hours, which was absolutely ridiculous. It was clearing about 5,000 people from the queue every... what's it? No, it was 4,000 people every 10 minutes. And I was at 75,000 or something when I first logged in. So that was awful. Once we got into the game, however, it got worse. The game was constantly dropping people. Now... the people at Path of Exile
a better performance.
Released a statement that once people were in from the queue, things were stable. They were investigating an occasional disconnect that people were experiencing. Now, that was not an occasional disconnect. It was constant, practically for everybody. So, I think it got to about 11 o'clock, and bear in mind, when a league starts, I normally stay up till about 4 in the morning.
When I'm ready, and not before.
1 orb of binding. That's a falling creator, isn't it? I'll take that. Let's cool down recovery. Take stalking.
Ruin seeks you.
Oh, this is a survive for duration one. We will take that.
The expected choice.
Everything dies.
We might drop a normal pair of decent gloves. Don't want to go that way. Put on that and that. Then we're going to put on a 7% to maximum life. Okay, so we're going completely the wrong way. So yeah, occasional disconnects. Normally stay up to 4 o'clock in the league, but decided it just wasn't worth it, and I went to bed about 11 o'clock with the intention of getting up and doing an early morning. Now, when I woke up, the servers apparently were still having problems, so I lied in and fell asleep again until midday. So, really haven't been playing that long. And I've had stopped and had lunch and stuff, so that is why I'm not there yet. But yesterday's launch was atrocious. What was even more contentious is that a lot of streamers, it was noticed that they were skipping the queue that all the players were stuck in. And that's because GGG had paid them to stream the first 2 hours of the league or something, and they realised that they weren't going to get their money's worth unless they allowed them to skip the queue. The problem was that continued way into the night, which means that the streamers got a great advantage because they could get to maps before any other player.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I know it was getting particularly bad when at one point I got disconnected and my character rolled back. So it lost quests. It didn't realise it had finished certain quests. I lost the boss at the end of the prison. I had to do that again. Twice, in fact. And also the skill gems you pick up had gone. So I had to pick those up again as well. All in all, it was an abysmal league launch. The worst I think I've ever experienced. And to be honest, at first, I was really annoyed, but I've sort of got over it now. You know, purely because you've basically rushed your evening to get onto the game in time, and then you just can't play for an hour and a half, and then when you do, it's so unstable, you might as well just wait till the morning anyway. But also, the streamers jumping the queue also really annoyed me. Now, I don't think it's that much of a problem. What I really do think, though, they should have reset the economy this morning when the servers were stable, but they chose not to. And there's a big call on Reddit for them to do that. And their own forums, actually. People feeling kind of hard done to. I understand what it's like at launch. If some things don't go right, it can be a nightmare. So, and there are some scenarios you just can't test for. But the whole reason the queue was slow is because someone forgot to run a script, which is almost unforgivable that you don't have checklists in place to make sure that that's done. This boss is horrible. And also, this one you really can't stand still to. So it's kind of problematic fighting her with pinpoint.
I will show you what true horror is.
Give some exposure to you. Ow.
I need more mana.
We're going to reset that to get the curse off me.
I need more mana.
And this one's a horrible one, I think. Exposure and hitting. I'll grab that because I want to get that off as quickly as possible. Because chaos, I'm not very resistant to.
Ready and not before.
We're out of life. I think actually we might port back just for safety. Because I'd rather not die if I can help it. We're gonna ah!
Had you been my
It doesn't help that minions aren't recasting automatically. Or is that the second Ascendancy? Did I miss something? I thought it was the first. He's down. Don't forget to grab this crafting recipe here. Now I always go right. And actually, I think we're actually going to run second lab now. He says as he goes on.
just in time?
Where is the exit to the thingy device? This is just obscene. I'm not sure pinpoint is actually that good compared to... Actually, what is the damage once we get it to full intensity? 12,000? Which I think was better than we're getting from added cold. The Ankh of Eternity, that's what we needed. I'm going to keep an eye out for some gloves as well so we can bind them.
When I'm ready and not before. Just in time.
I think they're going to have to be the mostly blue variants. Should really be picking those up because we haven't done any of our army yet. Not that I normally do anyway, this early on.
The single round challenger returns.
We might go for that one actually. Yeah, see, he remembered I was only did a single round, so he's goading me. Go for ruining.
You will fall to ruin.
This is a straightforward monster slain one.
I need more mana.
We got it. Do we want to upgrade? Ooh, no, it's only one-handed.
The expected choice.
Okay, we're about to go and help Larissa with Tolman. Zombie Tolman. She'll do the usual line of, how could I have been so stupid? The 27th league in a row. I'm going to come through here, get this life. Probably get the crit as well.
Give it to me quickly.
Now the other thing I did early on, which was different, was Orb of Storms I linked to more crit chance duel. And then used that to proc Elemental Overload, so we got Elemental Overload a lot sooner into the game. We're out of mana. I think we are going to get rid of that. I don't want to though. Suppose we can almost get rid of a movement speed flask now. And swap it for mana. Come on, Torment. Stop trying to kill me. Not nice. How could I have been so stupid?
How could I have been so stupid?
Okay, now just find the exit to here. And then I am going to go run lab, I think.
Not before.
Yeah, it is. We shouldn't have gone that way. We should have gone this way. So Act 7 is missing. Not an awful lot happened though. Although I did talk all the way through Act 7 as if it was recording. I've already had done the whole yesterday's league was awful thing. Okay. I am going to go and run lab. I will catch you in the last fight probably, like we did with Act 4. Catch you in a bit. Forgot to mention you get 2 skill points from this lady here.
Poor Tolman.
Watch yourself.
Oh, just one. We'll go and get the trickery. Which gives us increased damage, increased critical strike. Oh, dex and intelligence, which means that can now go. Not that. Sorry, that life. Now on 2,000 life. And I'm going to try and scour that off. And then use the Orb of Binding. And that gives 2 blues, red and a green, which is actually rather nice. Flame Golem. If I can roll a red socket on here. Flame Golem can go there. I think I want this 3 blues. Put Flame Dash and thingy in there. I'm going to try and get 4 blues on this. There. Okay. Orb of Storms. Increase crit.
That would just make life complicated.
And then we're going to go Hex Touch Support. Supported skills apply supported curses on hit. And then we're going to put on Enfeeble's one that takes off damage, but I think I actually want Frostbite to take off 25% cold resistance. Plus gives us a chance to freeze.
That would just make life complicated.
Cruel Lab. Oh, you guys still here? Can I have a break? I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back for the final trial of the Labyrinth. I've probably got one shot now for daring to film it. So you'll notice now, when he's stood inside of Orb of Storms, he gets cursed by Frostbite. So it takes more cold damage. Ow. Get out of his way. And he'll also have exposure on him from the thingy skill. Did I just survive that? I must have dodged it or something. Okay. That was quite nice. Attack and cast speed if you've killed recently. That's always nice. Okay. Let us ascend into Elemancer. Summon golems are immune to elemental damage, 35% chance to avoid elemental elements per summoned golem. That's me, so I will be immune to freeze, shock, ignite. 25% increased effect of buffs granted by your golems per summoned golem, and +1 to the number of summoned golems. We're going to go buy a golem. There.
Make life complicated.
Okay, running through the grain gate. Again, we go for the bodies. Fallen people. Let it hear some. There we go. Another one.
However will you match that last incredible performance?
That is actually quite nice, but there's no movement on it, so we're leaving it. Wow, that was strong. I should have actually looked for the skill that you put in with minions to make them aggressive. That may have made them slightly more powerful. Have we crashed? Reseed? We might have crashed. Okay, so yes, we did disconnect or crash or whatever, so I got us back to where we were, and we can continue running from there.
This should be.
I keep checking these to see what he's got on offer. No movement speed.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Should be fairly quick through here normally. Especially with this level of damage. This place will look familiar because it's practically the same place for the other temple, but from the other way around. Is it the other way around? No, it's the same way around. I'm trying to avoid stopping for anything that isn't blue. Not sure it's going particularly well. That waypoint will be coming back there to exit this place. Oh, what was that? You can see the damage is really nice. Jump down there for some reason, that's annoying. Where's my exit? It's here somewhere. Down here, instead of having not a cockroach lady at the end, we have... I wonder actually if it's worth doing these for 5 links. I didn't get a 5 link from there.
This should be quick.
Don't care about that.
When I'm ready, and not before.
We must be nearly there now. Yep, we are. Okay. So where Dahlia used to be, we now get portal to Fire King thing. Grab that recipe and drop that on him. And actually, if you minimise your moving, that pinpoint really does increase your damage a bit. And then we log out.
Another damn god.
Okay, now we're out of there. I'm just going to see if we can buy a Feeding Frenzy, which will make our monsters aggressive. I can. So all our minions in here now, the stone, the ice, and the chaos will now be aggressive.
That would just make life complicated.
And that could mean they'll get aggro. Okay, so I'm back here now. We want to find the exit to this place. Should have really picked that up, but I'm committed now to moving. And there's the exit. We should apply those 2 skill points. Go down here for now. And actually, we'll go back and get the crit from the branch spawn as well. Now here somewhere there is a... Grab those blues. What was I saying? Can't
When
remember.
I'm ready, and not before.
Grab the waypoint. Okay, on the Harbour Bridge we just run. Straight through. We will come back here later to fight Sun and Moon, but not quite yet. And actually we can get our extra intensify as well. This really is ridiculous damage. This is going to be so nice late game if it clears like this on maps. We'll also have cold explosions as well. Because I'm definitely keeping on Herald Device. Zealot Troop going, I think. I might even stick on Herald of Lightning, just some extra. Because all added damage is doubled by the skill gem we're using. Freezing Pulse. It's got 200% damage effectiveness. Or effectiveness of added damage. This is Alternative Dominus, who is really, really useless. What did I pick up there? Ooh, Locked-on Caress, new character time. Not really, but I do want to try one of those Exsanguinates. Make it Exsanguinate. I'm also tempted to play with these low life things as well.
How
do you got for me?
will you match that last incredible performance?
Nothing great. This damage is so nice. I know I keep saying that, but it's actually surprising how powerful it is. Look at that. I think as well, to make it clear when we're actually going to explode things, let's try that.
When I'm ready and not before.
K-key thing. Herald Device. I think it's Automation Herald. Let's see how this looks. Yes, that. Okay, so when you get that weird effect, that's things blowing up and doing damage to those around them. Now you can also get that to apply curses if you didn't want to use Orb of Storms, and we might do that later. And that's one of the nice things about rolling something with Herald Device, because you get the explosions that they've now limited on the chest. The chests that used to do explosions now only have a chance to do them.
This should be quick.
Don't want that. They're blues. This is ridiculous. The clear off the explosions is going to be phenomenal as well, because they kill everything around them, which then kills everything around them. Yeah, that's called shattering. Now, the other thing about shattering, which is actually what's happening there, is shattering gives me 50% increased damage on Freezing Pulse, which means we're now at 20k damage before we've even got to maps, which is really a little bit obscene. Because we get 25 off each, increased off each gem of those of early winter, first snow, whatever they are, the threshold gems for this skill. I'm going to go down that. Where the hell's the exit? Did I miss it? I did miss it. It's there by the looks of it.
When I'm ready and not before.
Okay, reminder, go the way with the fewest carts, which I didn't do. Because that's the way you go, because the other way is a dead end. There's the gates. We just need to find the other set of gates now. Hopefully they're around here somewhere. There we go. Now what does this give you other than aggressive? Grant feeding frenzy on hit. I don't know what that does. Oh, minions have more attack, cast and movement speed. And damage. It's a bonus. This is not piety, this is another one of those things. This is moon thing. Is that a crafting recipe? It is. There. Where's he gone? He's there. Now, I haven't decided whether we're going for damage next or defense. We probably might go for the defense, actually. And log. Now, we're back in the Nihil's Concourse because we go down here because there's a god through this building to the side. Now, there's also a Trial of Ascendancy in here somewhere, which we will want. Now, the other good thing about Shatter is that it makes porcupines blow up without launching their arrows, which is extremely nice because we're not the most physically resistant character.
When I'm ready and not before.
We do want cluster jaws at some point, I think, on this one. Well, there's the trial. I don't like this one. Switch. Lever. This burns. Let's get off the ground. Level up pinpoint. Crafting recipe. Switch. Lever. Lever. Yep, it's open already. Now this is one of the only ones without. This is the only one without a portal actually, because we've already got an exit right here. Now there is also a waypoint in here. I rarely get it. This is where Herald of Ice will come in really useful, because these porcupines will get shattered instead of shooting me, and there are always hundreds of porcupines in the garden.
The single round challenger returns.
Oh, shut up about single round. Later I'll be kicking your ass. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, piece of chaos. A couple of them still shot me. Maybe because I'm one-shotting them. Or not getting a crit, because you need a crit to freeze them, and they only really shatter if you hit them hard while frozen. But it will still be getting some of them and shielding us from some of the damage. Ooh, what was that? Radiant Jewel. Don't know what it does. I think that's the trap one actually. Yeah, traps. Feeding Frenzy has leveled up, and so has Chaos Golem.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Divination cards. I don't like the new look in the filter. I'm getting really confused by the filter changes. I do like the damage on this. I know I keep saying that. I should stop. I think I might actually get knockback on this somehow. Because knockback is a massive defensive buff to melee because you just keep it away from you. Okay, he's back, and he hurts a lot more than those other ones. Is he down again? No. He's going now. You're going away, please. Oh, balls hurt like hell. Hugo is down. Hugo.
In death, the mirrors are thus shattered.
Increase crit. Now we're going to come up with these nodes. These are cast speed and crit and a bit of movement speed.
My courageous hawk.
So I'm not gonna use it.
Go.
So it won't. You found them.
Another skill
easy.
book. You get the reduced reservation. We might use that later. Probably not, but
Don't do anything.
That would just make life.
okay. What now? We're going to fight Sun and Moon, which means skill points up, and then we run back the way we came.
The single round challenge.
Cold Leech's life.
When
And we will
I'm
be
ready,
looking for something that
and
does
not
that.
before.
Now the Harbour Bridge, we find Sun and Moon, so we go back to the centre point. Grab that armour scrap. Oh, transmute. Sun and Moon. Well, we faced him quick. And him. And again. This is so strong. Get behind him because he's about to do that thing. He's down. And we go now for the rest of Cold. Come on, go down. There you go.
Solaris, Lunaris.
Grab that for Chromatic Orbs. And now we're going to get our Pantheon that we're going to use out the rest of the game,
And pass Sun and Moon.
which is Soul of Lunaris. Blood Aqueduct. Now some people do farm a Tabby on here. I've never been bothered. You get the cards for Tabby, so people sit here and farm them sometimes. I mean, this part of the point in picking this skill was because of the 200% increased damage effectiveness. We really don't need our 5 or 6 link early on.
However will you match that last incredible performance?
What's that? Oh, it's not good. Well, it's not terrible, it's not great. It melts everything, this skill. Grab that. probably stop killing things and just run.
When I'm ready and not before.
Except these blue things, we want to kill blue things. There's blues everywhere. Look at that. That's just amazing. Must be near the exit now. Now, if I ever dropped 2 cards sort of running through here, I probably would try and get some more. And we're in Act 9. 6 hours, 16 minutes, which is terrible, but again, most of that was faffing around at what was the most disastrous league start in the history of Path of Exile.
You must.
It's off now. 2, 3, 4. Get all those off. That gives us Dex in it. Let's get that. Because cast speed's nice as well. +1 to maximum intensify, so we now have 4, so we'll lose 4 projectiles, but gain 120% more projectile damage, which is a little ridiculous. I think we're going to come off here with a Cluster Jewel. We don't have any yet though, so we'll go for crit first. Well, crit multi. Okay, we're going to leave this one here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. You've been watching Altec 2K. Thank you for watching.